on, mute button. The mute button wouldn't go off. Hey guys, it's Sunday, and that means it's time for the Snark Lounge. Hey guys, I'm Jimmy. I'll be your host tonight, and I'm wearing a scarf because in Shanghai tonight it's getting down to 4 degrees centigrade. You Yanks figure out what that is in Fahrenheit. Hey guys, so hey, I like this, you handsome man. Hey, it's Prime. I haven't seen Prime in a while. So, and of course, I love this comment by Hello Uncle Foreigner. Who itches Scratchy? Nobody knows. It's a placebo effect. So, but hey, without further ado, I just want to introduce my guest tonight, and we'll get the show going tonight, all the way directly from my living room. Yes, it's Scratchy. Scratchy, welcome to the show, man. Guess you're saying a lot. So, and that clock is like seriously slow. What's up with that, Scratchy? Come on, man. So, coming all the way from my kitchen, it's a can of sardines. So, he's hanging out with the knives and the pepper tonight. So, looking very dapper there, can of sardines, if I do say so myself. And, of course, I want to introduce a newcomer to the Snark Lounge. It's my new Maoi. You know, the dudes from the Easter Island, the heads that stick up? Yeah. So I got him the other day. He's a little tissue holder. So he's kind of chilling out literally in front of the fan tonight. Looking good, my friend. So, yep, there we go. We got Hello Sardines. So, absolutely. So yes, Bowen, are you talking to yourself? Dude, I always talk to myself. Now, the trick is if you do talk to yourself, though, you have to make sure and never tell yourself anything you don't want yourself knowing, right? It makes sense. So, but yeah, tonight it has been a super busy week. And as such, a couple of the guests I had scheduled to come on didn't. And so, yes. I like this expat. He's like, you were not kidding about your guests. No, sir, I was not. I never joke. Well, actually, I do joke a lot. But yeah, there it is. So, oh, Simon Barnes, when is this man going to get his own Snarky branded can of sardines? Now, wouldn't that be cool? So just kind of whip those out. Poof! You know, throw those back in your pants, drop them, mic drop, you know. We'll solve most things. Hello, Skittles. Skittles is, can you hear Skittles meowing? So he's just kind of going, hey, it is Caliber Wings. Hello. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Caliber Wings is a great guy. We hung out a little bit several times. So he is back in Shenzhen tonight, as is Simon Barnes. Hope you guys are enjoying that. So hit that like. Absolutely. The like definitely helps out with the algorithm, guys. I can really appreciate that. The YouTube algorithm these days seems to be a little bit more stingy, shall we say. I noticed I think a lot of people have commented this, though. You seem to have gotten a lot more likes on a lot of things and a lot more views. And lately they seem to be just a little more stingy, whatever else. So Scratchy said you spend too much time talking about yourself and not him. Yeah, I'm sorry, Scratchy. I'm sorry. Now, if you hear Skittles, my cat meowing, do you know why? He wants to get hold of that chicken foot. He really wants that chicken foot. So, hey, buddy, would you like to come up here and say hello? Hey, everybody, it's Skittles. Skittles is not feeling the love tonight. So let's give him a little rubbing, a little petting, and show him some love. So, he's oh yeah, the tongue in the ear, dude, not the tongue in the ear. Okay, down you go. Sorry, man. Don't butter my bread on that side. So there we go. I can help you on your branded merchandise. Dude, that would be awesome. Oh, here we go. That would be a great name. Snarkines. Nice. So for those of you who don't know, the sardines literally means nothing. Literally. I was standing in a grocery store in Hong Kong about 3 years ago and saw a can of sardines, and I was like, Porthos brand sardines. Seriously, Porthos brand sardines. I mean, look at those things there. They look great, but you know, I mean, other than the dapper three musketeers dude, It's just kind of out there. And I thought, you know what, that would make a great shtick. Just whatever, just put it out there. It means nothing. Yeah, and never forget your can of sardines. You never know when you may need them. And it's true, I suppose. There has been a few times that I have been pretty hard up for something to eat and thought, that would be pretty awesome. And carry my bag on a shoot or whatever else. So what does the clock represent? Time. It represents time and the passage of time. In this case, that's a clock I picked up off Taobao. And for those of you who don't know, most electricity in the world these days has a time encoded in it. That's why if you plug in an electric clock, it should write itself immediately and tell the time. The problem is, I don't know if it's the clock or the funky Shanghai electricity, but most of the time, that clock just starts falling behind. Now, you notice right now, it's about 8:06 p.m. Shanghai time, and you notice the clock is telling me that it's straight up 8 o'clock. Straight up. So, hello again. Hello. Claus. So, yeah, for some reason, that's a little bit off tonight. He just needs some attention tonight. We're happy to give it to him. You hear the squeaking? Because they got the microphones bouncing back and forth each other. I've got the, the Maori, in one corner and the chicken foot in the other, both in the living room, and the microphones are kind of bouncing off each other. It happens. So, any case, but the clock doesn't represent anything other than the passage of time. So, hey, Scratchy, give me a high five, or what would it be? Like a high 3. Yeah, a high 3. There you go. So there we go. I can see good stuff on the sardines. I used to have sardines with tomato sauce and onions when growing up. Yeah, the tongue, not the tongue. Yeah. Dude, I don't like the tongue. Can we not do the tongue? Can we not do the tongue tonight, huh? Can we not do the tongue? Oh, look, he's leaning over. He just wants to nuzzle. He does that. If he's not getting enough attention, he'll make you give him attention. So, yep, cat 1, Snarky 0. True story. True story. Hey, Dr. Death is in the house. So you can have my portion. Okay. In Singapore, there's a pastry called curry. Oh, dude. I am all about. I have tried those many times. Those are really great stuff. True there. So it's Eastern Island Scratchy. Never do it. There you go. Actually, I picked up that little Maori there. Is it Maori? Somebody help me with the pronunciation there. I picked him up. He's actually a tissue holder, and the tissues come out of his nose. So I kind of thought that was kind of cool. It was one of those things you see on Taobao, and it's kind of like the instant gratification purchase. You just kind of roll with it. So true story. So hey, Snarky, chicken feet are hard to eat. Actually, I was under the impression. Can we get down for a little bit? Seriously, claws are like digging into my shoulder. I was kind of in the opinion that chicken feet are nasty, nasty, nasty. And my wife introduced me to some. We were going out with some Hong Kong friends of hers, and they were in this sauce, and it was good. It was good. And I always thought it was kind of nasty because your chickens kind of walk around, in their own poo-poo, and you kind of get this idea. But I guess most animals do, right? I mean, you're eating pigs, and they're laying in their own slop, so I guess there's no big difference. But I gotta say, those are pretty good. And I make a lot of jokes, like chickens, whoever took the chicken feet, you have chickens somewhere in there, little wheelchairs, because we have paraplegic chickens. That's a dad joke right there. True story. So, but they also made a sardine puff, which I don't like when I was younger. I got sardines puff, and I was like, yuck, what's that? Ew. Yeah. I don't mind sardines. They're not bad, but I'm not a big fan. So Mary looks serious, dude. Loosen up. Yeah, he's seriously, it's his first time on the show, and he's, kind of, uptight, nervous, got little butterflies. I'd say in the stomach, but he doesn't have a stomach. So you just got to kind of hole right up the bottom of him there. So anyway, true story though, guys. I don't know how long the battery is going to last. I took one of my old iPhones and kind of pointed it at that. So I don't know how long the battery is going to last on any of those out there. It was just kind of like yeah, why not? Let's just roll with it. So there you go. Chicken feet. Tastes like chicken. True story. True story. Bam. Right there. True story. So, but yeah, this has been kind of one of those weeks. And I had scheduled on 2 new guests and never been on the Snark Lounge. One of them canceled on me last night, and the other canceled on me about 10 minutes ago. And this is someone's canceled on me before, so I think that we're probably not going to be doing him on the Snark Lounge in the future. What was this? I always look for curry puffs when Hong Kong, but no available. Only later in Starbucks. They had these curry beef puff. Actually, there's a number of places. I don't see Bunny. Bunny's still in Hong Kong, by the way. She's still in Hong Kong. She could probably give me a better idea. I have seen curry puffs several times in Kowloon. I found them at Chungking Mansion. Chungking Mansion is an amazing place. You'll find a lot of, South Asian islanders there, Pakistanis, some Indians. They're always selling wonderful ethnic food there. And sometimes you can find, some good curry puffs there. A good buddy of mine, Raj, he is from Sri Lanka. He and I used to go exploring around Chungking Mansions a lot. And they got most places have a big pot of curry just like, right out front there. And if you ask them, they'll get the curry that's underneath the counter. They'll pull that out and give it to you. Because they say the curry on the counter is for tourists, but the good stuff is down below. So you have to ask for it. So if you're ever in Hong Kong and you want some great curry, there's a top tip for you. Ask for the stuff under the counter. And they'll usually pull it out for you. Unless, you're like, blatantly tourist and you got the flannel shirt with the camera over there and a hat like this or whatever else. So yeah, true story. What is this? Snarky, you have 4 different cameras filming this. I do. I'm kind of nuts. So you gotta have a gimmick, right? So why not? So it's called Fang Fei Ji. Fei Ji. Oh, we know about the Fei Ji. Burbex can tell you all about the Fei Ji. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, they did. They canceled me, man. They canceled. So, hey, there it is in Chinese. They're called Fang Fei Ji. And I must admit my ability to see characters is somewhat limited. So, let go of the plane. Let go of the plane. There we go. So it is 16 degrees here in Hong Kong. Yep. And yet my wife, Bunny, she's running around the house with this down jacket on, zipped up, some pants, and little, she's bundled up good. She says it is cold. And yet in Shanghai today, it was even colder. So Fang Fei Ji means let go of the plane. Okay. I thought we were making a double entendre there. But I guess not. So Scratchy is tickling me off, pun intended. So at least he's not flipping. Well, yes, he could be flipping you off, I guess. One of those things. So it's really okay to be talking about sardine puffs. Kind of insensitive considering one of our guests is a cannibal. I know it's kind of like talking about eating human meat. Cannibalism. So I've heard though, if you do eat too much human meat, you kind of get the jitters, the shivers. That was one of those plot points in Denzel Washington movie, The Book of Eli, but it actually is true. I've heard that cannibals, there's something about human meat that like affects your nerves and like stimulates kind of like a Parkinson's or whatever else, and you kind of get the jitters. Again, don't know how true that is or not, but yeah, there it is. So who's they? Who isn't they? They decide what the fashion is. They decide how fast you go. They decide what's in, what's out, what's left and right. And quit crying. It's minus. Where are you, dude? Boo boo. Hey, boo boo. Let's go get a pick in the basket. Where are you, boo boo? Tell me where you are. -6. That sounds like flipping cold. It's gonna be 12 degrees tomorrow. Well, it's still warmer than Shanghai. So, yes, I'm a huge Book of Eli classic fan. That was a great movie. I love that. And you know what? I did actually. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. I'm not going to go see it. Go see it. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But the ending is such that when you go back and you watch it again, you're like, oh, how did I not see that? It's kind of like the Sixth Sense. How did you not know that Bruce Willis was dead? Oh, crap, I just gave that away for you guys. If you haven't seen Bruce Willis, that movie, I just gonna spoil it for you. So, talk about if you were a shill. I was just called out as a shill. Yes, good old shills. I kind of hate that term shill, and I kind of hate that term China and anti-China, and I'll tell you why. I have this idea that most people, if they're making videos about China, they probably like China, so they're probably not anti-China, probably. But I think it gets a lot of bad whatever else, you know. I mean, point in case, I'm not going to carry a lot of political water. I hate politics. In every country, I hate politics. Politics is, yeah, you know. I mean, look back in America every year, you know, for politics, it's like, well, would you like the poo-poo or would you like the poo-poo? Which poo-poo would you like? You know what? I'll have the poo-poo platter, please. And we got the poo-poo platter. There it is. So, but a lot of people get called out as a shill because they're doing stuff and going here and going that. I am not interested in labels on China, anti-China, shill, anti-shill, pro-shill. Pro-shill. That'll be an interesting one. You know, I just want to make videos. I'm very invested in China. I mean, I like China. China's pretty cool. You know, I mean, my entire family lives in China. My cat meows in Chinese. My wife is Chinese. So I'm very, you know, invested here. I don't have much family back home. Now, that's not to say that I agree with everything that happens here. Of course not. You know, you put, you know, 3 people in a room, you're going to get 5 opinions on everything. But the fact of the matter is, I don't really feel the need to go point anyone out who is shilling or do the shilling myself or talk bad. I just want to be pretty much buds with everybody. And that's just how it is, you know. In the end of the day, why do I make videos on YouTube? Well, because I like to point a camera in my face. You know, so there it is what it is. So there are guests on the Snark Lounge. Yes, we have guests. We have 3 of them currently. And speaking of which, I'm going to just go ahead and throw this down in the comments because later on, I want to invite someone new that I have not had on the Snark Lounge before. I'm going to drop this in the comments. Bam, there it is. There is the super uber secret link. If you would like to come on the Snark Lounge, I cannot guarantee, you know, Scratchy and the can of sardines do have, you know, final vote authority on who gets allowed in. But yeah, we may want to have some new guests that have never been on there. Minnesota. He is in Minnesota. Where in Minnesota are you, man? I actually had an uncle that lived in Minnesota. He doesn't anymore. Lived north of Brainerd in this little place called Pequot Lakes. The whole you know, the water tower is shaped like Paul Bunyan's bobber in Pequot Lakes, Minnesota. It's a really cool place. I'm kind of jumping all over here tonight. So it was kind of cool. We would go driving out on the ice. And he's got this had he doesn't live there anymore. He had this car that he would drive out on the ice and had a big hole cut right out in the floorboard. And he had a wood burning stove right in the back seat, literally in the back seat of this old car. So you can light it up, you know, nice and toasty warm, and you can fish in the car. You just drive it out on the ice and go fishing right out there in the you know, on the water, literally on the water, on the ice up in Pequot Lakes, Minnesota. So there we have it. So Denzel. Okay, well, I have 2 people in Minnesota. Nice. In Minneapolis, Twin Cities. I was there years ago. I have a mildly interesting story about Minneapolis that I could share. I might do that later. Let's see. So, oh yeah, Sixth Sense Scary Show. Hey, it's Carney. Nice. I haven't seen you in a while, man. We actually mentioned you briefly last week when we were talking about the China sugar mamas, and I was saying I think that basically you don't have sugar mamas, you just have a lot of ladies that, you know, like to kind of hang out there. So Bullwinkle and Rocky are my homies. Absolutely. So true story. Although I kind of liked the old school. They made some new Rocky and Bullwinkle years ago, and you know, Rocky, you're so fat. You're the weigh 400 pounds, but it's all muscle. So yeah, there it is. So I just had a drink with a nice American expat, met through the WeChat link of Shanghai. There we go. Nicely done. So Snarky is a pro snarky. That's true. True story. So are you? I'm never alone. Never alone. Actually, I had Skittles right here. In the apartment, though, right now, it's just me because my lovely wife, my better half, although if your better half is half the size as you are, is she my better fourth? I'm going to pay for that comment later, I bet. So she is in she's in Hong Kong right now, actually in quarantine. And she'll be in quarantine for the next week and a half. No, another week. She's been there for a week now. And then she's got to do some family business. And then she's going to fly back to Shanghai. Boy, her arm's tired. And she'll be back. Yay, us. So, where are you originally from? Well, now that's an interesting question. People kind of decide where they're from, right? You can be born from somewhere and identify as being from somewhere else. Technically, I was born on Earth. True story. But I spent the majority of my life bouncing back and forth between Hong Kong and America. So I definitely have an American accent, but I think I empathize with a lot of things, China, Chinese, Hong Kongese, Hong Konger. So there we go. So we need more positivity than negativity in the world. Yeah, that's true. I always think you should be more positive. I'm going to go 90 miles an hour tonight. I know it. But yeah, you should definitely be more positive. It's one of those things. I always think that if you are falling off a cliff, you might as well try to fly. You got nothing else to lose. True story. Wondering. Hey, I'll show for you. There we go. Dang Ferric. So, speaking of Dang Ferric, if you are not watching The Mandalorian, by gum, not going to spoil anything, but wowzers and a half. I'm into it. It's like, The Mandalorian and Space Pikachu has made Star Wars again. Gotta say it. So after the last 3 movies that they did with Rey and the Porgs and BB, whatever his name was, I've decided that there was only 6 Star Wars movies. The last 3 never happened. I've decided that definitely. So talk to the camera, Burbex. Where is Burbex? Is Burbex in the house? So yeah, let's see who else is all right. And speaking of people in the house, it looks like I'm going to invite him in for just a couple minutes because I got some stories to tell. It's Mr. Bowen. Hey, Bowen, how you doing, buddy?
What's up?
So,
just checking in.
Hey, and I see you still have the boxes behind you, man.
Yeah, got to organize it.
There you go. So I know that feeling, definitely. So awesome. So what's new in your life these days, man?
Because the cases are spiking, the COVID cases are spiking, kind of just stuck in the house. Can't really go anywhere.
I know that. Definitely. So awesome. So anything new in your life? Any children you didn't know you had? Have you got married recently? Possibly invented anything new involving time travel?
Trying to come up with original ideas, but not really succeeding.
I know that feeling well, definitely. So I've actually been working on some videos myself, and unfortunately, this week I haven't even had time to finish editing. I've been kind of putting together a whole video cataloging my divorce and before, and it's just one of those things I haven't quite finished that off. So
still trying to figure out this streaming thing.
I know that. Caliber Wings asked a question. He said, "Why is your clock behind 6 minutes?" Yeah, that's the. I started to talk about that. That was a clock I got off Taobao, and I think the Shanghai electric is funky for some reason. It is constantly run so I have to update that all the time. Now the bad thing is because if I ever unplug it, it plays the most annoying little song, and I hate that so much. Oh, Shinzo just answered my same question there. He says his clock runs along training towards 6 minutes. Yeah. There we go. Dr. Death says Teapot Lakes, big vacation area. There we go. So Bowen, do you have anything enlightening or exciting to tell us tonight?
Not really. I'm just watching I'm just watching your 3 guests, so to speak.
Well, they're not doing anything. The Maori, he's kind of he's looking very dapper, but he's kind of full of himself tonight. And I think Scratchy's flipping us the bird. So there it is.
Who was supposed to be on your show tonight?
Well, I don't. Here's the thing. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to out anybody. I don't really like to out anyone for, any nefarious or near nefarious behavior. It's like anything else, people that cancel at the last minute, I just probably won't invite him back again. The other guy, he had something going on, and so I was like, okay, you know what? It's cool. We got stuff to talk about anyway. It's good. So it gives me a chance to focus on my guest for next week. So
who's on next week?
Next week, that is undetermined. It's a surprise. I know one person definitely, but I'm going to confirm with him before I actually say his name. And the other two are possibles. So I guess we just have to watch next week and find out. So there we go. Let's see comments. Oh yes. He's not alone. He has guests on screen. Yep. Jean-Claude Van Damme is cool. His Facebook live stream showed him yesterday being so humble as he boarded his plane somewhere. I have met Jean-Claude Van Damme. True story. True story. I think I may
but your
have told.
guests are silent.
I'm sorry.
You have guests on the show tonight, but they're silent except for me.
Yes, I know. They're they have stage fright. So all their microphones are on. They're just having a little stage fright. It's understandable, right? So in any case, it's one of those things. But I did actually meet Jean-Claude Van Damme a couple years ago. It was in the early 90s. They were opening a Planet Hollywood. I may have told the story. I'm not sure, but I'll tell it again just because I like the story. It's cool. And like so many stories, snarky stories, they're all 100% true. So, hello, Skittles. He's back. I agree with that meow wholeheartedly. Would you like to say hello again, Skittles? Would you? No, don't lick me in the ear. Just be cool. Just be cool. Be kind. Don't be weird. So, don't be weird. Oh, come on. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just gone to second base with the cat. Yeah. So, but no, they were opening a Planet Hollywood a couple years ago in Hong Kong. And as you know, it was a restaurant chain that was opened by a lot of celebrities. And so they had Sylvester Stallone coming up to the Planet Hollywood actually in a rickshaw. And he pulls up to the front, on the curb there. And they have, the little presenter there from TVB News, which is a local station in Hong Kong. And they're like, well, do you think that's politically correct to be qualified in a rickshaw? Well, I don't know, but it sure was fun. And he gets out of the rickshaw, and his entourage standing right next to the curb, and they had little velvet ropes. They open the velvet rope, and they're letting people through the velvet rope. And I'm kind of standing there, kind of like this, because Sylvester Stallone, Rocky himself. And they're pushing people through, and somebody pushes me through with his entourage. And so I'm not gonna, I'm gonna kind of act like kind of cool and kind of walk in. And I got to go in right into the Planet Hollywood. And so I got to meet a lot of cool stars. Now, here's the thing. We're talking about the early 90s in Hong Kong. So not only did I not have a camera with me, I didn't have a cell phone, because who had a cell phone in those days? I mean, some people did, but they were like these big, massive, bricks, the antenna that went up about, 5 miles and such. And none of them had cameras on them. So I can't really document that, and I didn't. But I got to meet a lot of cool people. So I get in there, and Jean-Claude Van Damme is on the stage, and there's some girl like in a bikini holding a meter stick up on the stage, and he's showing how high he can kick up this meter stick, and kind of smile and telling a couple of jokes. And I hear laughing, and I look, and there was Jackie Chan was sitting in there. His face is about as red as my shirt here, just sitting there pointing and laughing his butt off at Jean-Claude Van Damme. Just he was sitting there with Sammo Hung. Some of you guys may or may not who know Sammo is. He's an old school Hong Kong kung fu theater artist who ironically is about as chubby as I am, and the dude can still do a backflip. Kudos. But I got to meet a lot of cool people that night. Bruce Willis, when he had hair, was there. That one chick, Sharon Stone, she's not so popular these days, but she was there. I got to meet Donnie Yen. I met him actually a couple times in Hong Kong. He's got to play Ip Man, and also he's one of the vampires in Blade 2, if I'm not mistaken. But so I got to meet a lot of cool people there. So it was kind of neat. Let's go back. We got 1,000,001 comments. And I'm going to be so. Yes, I absolutely agree with this comments. Mandalorian is the show of the year. Dude, huge Mando fan. Have you been watching The Mandalorian, Bowen?
What is that?
Okay, The Mandalorian is set in the Star Wars universe, and he is a Mandalorian, kind of like who Boba Fett is, right?
What?
Do you know who Boba Fett is?
No, I don't.
Okay. Sorry. Star Wars points lost. He's the dude in the funky mask. He always wears the mask, green. He was in Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back. I don't think he was in actually the first Star Wars movie in 1978, but he was like the world's most feared bounty hunter or whatever else. And so this is another guy that kind of looks kind of like him, but he's got silver armor, and it's kind of a space western or a space samurai film. It deals a lot with the themes of identity, choice, morality. I've actually incorporated that into one of my units that I'm teaching my seventh graders right now. So it's definitely kind of cool. So we've been focusing on that a lot. Hello again. It's like he just can't leave me alone. He's down, he's up, he's down. Dude, I'm serious. If you look me in the ear again, you are down for the rest of the show. Okay? Are we square? Are we good? Yes? All right. He's purring. He seems like he's going to behave. But yeah. So The Mandalorian really is a kind of a cool show. It's on Disney Plus right now, although you can download it anywhere, I'm sure. And there's a lot of neat comments. It's really kind of made Star Wars cool again, I got to say. If you're not a Star Wars aficionado, well, there it is. So Callum says we can't watch Mandalorian in China. At least I can't. Just download the torrent, man. Just go to any one of BitTorrent sites like the Pirate Bay or whatever else. And I'm not recommending, we not give them revenue or whatever. Else, if we can't watch it in China, we can't watch it in China. Just download the torrent. So, people who hate Star Wars the most, ironically, are Star Wars fans. Ain't that the truth? So, Hong Kong isn't looking good too. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of funky stuff going in Hong Kong. So, Bowen's Boxes, a cool tube. There you go, Bowen. There's your stick, man. Bowen's Boxes. Bowen's Boxes. That would be a great name for your YouTube channel. And just, all about your boxes, You can talk about what items are in your boxes, or you can let the live stream audience can choose the boxes. Maybe the boxes all have like a personality with each other, or they have different things inside of them and what have you. That would be awesome. I'd totally watch that, man.
Are you not interested in the stuff like American football or the NBA or something, or things like that?
I would say I am very much not a sports person. Having said, I usually watch a basketball game or ice hockey, but more for the fights than the actual thing. We've never had sports in the house when I was growing up, and so it just didn't seem something that was interesting. I like I like watching kung fu or tai chi. I like watching kickboxing, that sort of stuff, but yeah, not really. It's like football, football or basketball. I think if I really put my mind to it, I can name 3 teams, maybe 3 teams.
Oh, which are?
Are we talking football or basketball?
American football or international football?
Okay, American football. Let me think. Huh? There is the LA Pirates.
No.
LA Pirates. Raiders.
Yeah. They used to be in Oakland. Now they're in Las Vegas.
Okay. I'm behind time. Let's see. There is the Chicago Bears.
Yes.
And my favorite football team, definitely, Manchester United.
Oh, that's soccer football. That's not American football.
Okay. Well, I lose. Bad Snarky. As far as basketball is concerned, oh my goodness. I know Michael Jordan's team, the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, and later, and he finished his career with Washington Wizards.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I know of. Let me think. What other teams do I know of? The Utah. Something Jazz.
I thought you were American. You're American. You should know this stuff. Huh? Oh, I'm on a live stream.
The Maori has flipped the camera around onto the
Wait, give me a second.
Onto the Scratchy. Maori is now facing the camera at Scratchy.
I just popped in. Sorry, some family members asking what.
Would you like to bring them on?
No, they're doing something else.
Aha. So you are not alone in Hong Kong today.
No, I'm not.
There we go. Yeah, I noticed for some reason the Maori has decided he is too shy and has turned the camera around on Scratchy.
How many cats do you have?
Just one.
Well, who is Maori?
Oh, that was the Eastern Island head or whatever else. He's being naughty. I'm going to remove him from the stream. So he's being particularly naughty. So actually, I had taped that camera onto a stick, and I think the tape broke. Is what's going on there. So yeah. So there we go. Someone's saying you could do a unboxing channel. So open up the box and show us what's in the boxes. That would be kind of cool.
Nothing interesting.
Yeah.
Again, I would rather talk about American sports, but nobody on here seems to be interested in that.
Yeah, I'm not really into sports much myself. I just don't get the point of it, to be honest. I never really played sports growing up, and it's just not something that interests me so much. So, yeah. So,
where were you born?
I was born very close to my mother.
No, I mean, what part of the world?
Well, I was born in. Where do you think I was born? Let's open this up to debate, just out of curiosity. Just because.
Somewhere in the U.S.
I sound American, but I've lived most of my life in Hong Kong or China. I went to university in the States.
Yeah. I mean, which state?
I went to university in Oklahoma.
Oh, but you don't sound Southern.
Nope, I don't. True story.
Most people sound like the state in which they went to school, but you don't.
No, no. Well, that's the thing is I spell things a lot with the British spelling, and of course if I hang around Brits very long, I start getting a British accent. So, what is this? I will give you content to talk about. There we go. Awesome. So,
why not get him on the stream? Is he available?
Not yet. I mean, he could be. I dropped the link in. So, that's a great. Thank you for that Stallone accent. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, Brandon Fraser from the Mummy. Are you my mummy? There's a Doctor Who phrase right there. So, yep. Bunny's right. Bunny, my beautiful wife is there. He's born in a hospital. That's true. That's true.
Interesting. Some people are born at home. Some people are born at home or were born at home.
There are a lot of people who were. My mom was born at home. So,
interesting. Was she born in the States?
My wife was born in the States. No. My mom was born in the States. My wife was born in Hong Kong, I believe. So, Bunny is in the house. Yep.
Bunny is in the house.
Some people are born in a taxi. That's true. I guess my mom was born at home, and they had to rush her to the hospital in a taxi. And I guess as the story goes, like my grandpa called the taxi, paid the taxi driver, and then went back inside and was watching some basketball on television and kept watching it.
What kind of basketball?
I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. I can't shoot basketball. I've played probably less times than I've got fingers on my hands on any game, pickup, informal, otherwise. So I'm just not really a big sports fan. So
if you were interested in sports, we could talk about that all night.
sports just doesn't really interest me. I mean, there may be some sports fans, and if you're a sports fan, drop a comment in. But anyway, so this week, I normally what I do is I go to I've got my 6 days a week I teach classes, and then after I usually go out to a traditional Chinese practitioner, otherwise known as the belly wrangler, and for a treatment. So it takes me about 45 minutes to ride there on my scooter.
Treatment of what?
Chinese doctor. And I'm sorry?
Treatment of what?
Just they do treatment like they do acupuncture or cupping, sometimes a little massage and sometimes adjustments and whatever else. So
I mean, what is it for?
It's for better health, better longevity, help you, cleanse the body, maybe lose a little weight.
Oh,
all the above. So I get out there, and normally she has little needles. She doesn't speak a lot of English, and so she, she'll poke me all over, and sometimes you don't feel it. Sometimes you feel like they're digging in you with a big knife. It's like they're sitting there. No, they're not really. But anyway, I used to be able to ride off there with Bunny on the scooter all the way there and back, and then we go to another part of Shanghai, afterwards and go get some dinner, and I have plenty of battery left. I've noticed the battery on my bike has been getting lower and lower and lower, to the point where we can barely make it to the practitioner and back before the battery on the bike's and it used to be kind of going clocking pretty quickly with the 60-watt battery, on that thing. And then anymore, I mean, we're walking, you see senior citizens, little walkers that are going faster than we are because, we're just almost out of battery. So today I went and got the battery changed out, and cost me about 400 RMB to get that changed out. And so, yay, I can actually get around, and it's just a wonderful thing. But
why not just take a Didi or take one of those Ubers?
I could, but it costs more for one, and the other, I just really enjoy the ride. I mean, back in the day, I had a couple motorcycles back in the States. It was wonderful. So yeah. But here, this is my. I'm going to throw this up for everyone to see. This is my scooter right here, and you see Bunny sitting on the back of it. That's my that is my iron hog, my e-hog, as it were. So, and I think one reason the battery's low is it sat for a long time when we were in Europe earlier this year. Speaking of Europe, let's see who did it better. We were sitting there kind of emulating some statues, and so here I am kind of emulating a statue. And
is that Kung Fu?
Yes, and then Bunny decides she's going to do the same thing. So who did it better? Did Bunny do it better, or did I do it better? Who did it better, you think?
I think you're doing it better. I think you did it better.
You think I did it better?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's definitely got some style points.
Yeah.
So, but then of course we went out and had did the whole Roman thing, and we did the coffee and the espressos and meat and cheese, and so that was a lot of fun. But the bikes ended up sitting for a long time, and so I think that was part of the problem. So he copied me. Yes, I did. So Simon says Bunny certainly took the better photo. I agree. So your scooter comes with a passenger. Where can I get one? Where can you get a scooter, or where can you get a passenger? What are you asking there? So,
what kind of passenger does she want?
That's a good question. So Snarky's head wasn't turned. Yeah, I know. I think everybody agrees. So. Yeah, Shinjo's like, I'm like you when people ask me questions about sports. Yeah, I'm just not interested. So, Boo Boo says, I had a very interesting experience with a taxi in Hong Kong, but that's another story. Yep. I haven't had very many interesting experiences with taxis anywhere, really. That's just kind of, one of those things. We read about sports. We don't talk about sports. Yeah. Some people could talk a lot about sports. I mean, that's just, everyone's got different interests. That's kind of one of those kind of things there. So So Simon must be a good man. Yeah, he's Barnesy's awesome. So Barnesy and I enjoyed hanging out quite a bit, and then he up and moved to Shenzhen. So it happens.
Simon and Burbeck seem to.
What about Burbeck's?
Simon and Burbeck's are they both British?
No. Burbeck's is British. Simon is from South Africa.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a really cool guy. He and I we've played games together. We've gone out and exploring, and he's just kind of cool guy. He's one of the very first guys I actually met in Shanghai when I first came up here. So, but I like this. What happens in the taxi stays in the taxi, like Las Vegas style. True story. So, actually, the Shanghai DDs are getting a little bit cheaper now. They've raising in price, and now they've pretty much got a single rate, so they don't charge you a lot more, and that's kind of nice. I appreciate that. So, the high life, true story, man. Anyway, so I went to get my bike battery replaced today, and while I'm replacing it, and I was kind of having a little chat with some guy. And he says that his English was okay, not great. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I see."
Guy.
I'm sorry.
Who was this guy?
Just some random dude who was standing there next to the bike. There's a little a bike fixer upper chappie. He's got a couple of tattoos on his arms that for like traditional workmen or whatever else. Anyway, he's replacing the individual modules for the battery. And I was talking to this dude. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I see you around sometimes walking, from the station back to your home." And he's like, "And I see you walking with your girlfriend." I said, "That's my wife." And okay. And I really expected him to say, something, because a lot of people they see Bunny and they make a comment, almost always. And he just says, "I see you with with your girlfriend." That was it. I was like, "There you go." And sometimes I think a lot of times the comments that you expect to get are getting better in China. Point in case, I stopped by the stinky tofu shop, and the other day to get some chicken. Yes, I know I didn't get the tofu. I love the smell, don't like the taste. The smell is very nostalgic from like the old days in Hong Kong.
Put some chili sauce on it. It's actually okay.
It's okay. There you go.
With chili sauce, the original flavor is terrible.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the taste, but the smell is just so nostalgic. It's like I just take that in all day. Anyway, I stopped there to they have some chips, they have some chicken. I just want to get a little thing of chicken, just kind of tied me over until I got home. So I stepped there and started to order, and some guy comes and just kind of shoulder checks me and jumps right in front of me. Literally pushed me out of the way.
A lot in China.
Yeah, okay, whatever, And the guy starts to order, and as soon as he did this, before I can say anything, a police lady was right there, walks right up, and she just looks at this guy and just starts laying at him and points at me and and I her Chinese so fast I can't follow her at all. And she's just all over this guy. And the guy walks away, and she turns to me and surprisingly great English. She's like, "I told him you are a guest in our country, and if he does that again, I will give him a fine." And she apologized to me and walked off.
But
and
you're
I'm
not
like,
a guest anymore, right?
But she's just saying, she assumes, she's the white face. But I thought that was just the coolest thing. That was, a police lady, just like, wow, And a lot of times you get people that will say things, and that just hey, I just noticed that Carney's in there. I didn't even notice, dude. Hey, I didn't even notice you're sitting there, my friend.
Hey,
hey, welcome to stream, my friend. How you doing?
Hello.
Good evening. What time is it down there in Australia today?
It's 11:50. 11:50.
11:15. Oh, so you're up late.
Mate, I've been here for about 20 minutes doing this, waving, and I thought you're more interested in the can of sardines.
Well, the can of sardines is very interesting.
Snarky loves the sardines.
Absolutely.
I love sardines.
Yeah, I did not even notice you were sitting there. So there we go. What is it?
Hey, it was interesting what you were saying about the Mandalorian.
Have you been watching the Mandalorian?
I have, but I was trying to find the distinction or the correlation with Boba Fett. Is that the idea that he's kind of Boba Fett?
People are going to identify him initially as kind of like Boba Fett, but he's his own he's got his own backstory, and not to spoil anything for anyone, but at some point Boba Fett shows up in the show as well.
Oh, okay.
And so it's really interesting. We're actually using this as curriculum in my class right now, talking about the themes of identity, morality, choice, and family. So,
that leads me to another question. What made you decide to talk about your divorce? I found it interesting watching your.
Oh yeah.
What brought that up?
Who wrote that, or who?
No. Why
brought that up?
Why did you decide to talk about your divorce?
Well, for one, I had shot a lot of footage when I went to Guam to get everything taken care of, and I've been kind of sitting on that footage, and it seemed like a good time to talk about it. So
I can't believe you drove a car into the sea.
Yeah, I literally drove a car into the ocean. Literally.
Only hire cars can do 100 miles an hour in reverse.
Well, and the thing of it was, though, getting that thing out, it took about 5 guys to get that out. So,
so why did you want to share your story about your divorce?
Yeah. Why now?
Well, like anything else, it's a story that I think a lot of people might be interested in, and it's not so much a story of why I got divorced, but more of a story of how to do it, because a lot of people may find themselves in a situation where they just cannot do that. Legally. Hello. He's like, I'm back.
The cat
again.
is back.
Hey, because I've been stuck in Australia because of the COVID, I bought a dog. You got your cat, I bought a dog.
Yeah, I have just a cat, no dogs. I'm a cat guy.
I'm a dog man. Hang on. I'll go and get him.
So, what's this? South Africa's cool. We sold toy commodities from them before. Yep. So, do people really pay that much attention to midget? Actually, you'd say
large dog, man.
You wouldn't say
He's
midget.
a puppy.
Dude, there's your dog. Look at that.
He's a beautiful border collie.
That is what's his name?
Chocolate.
That is a cute dog, man.
Chocolate, because he's chocolate color.
Oh, chocolate.
Chocolate.
Nice.
He's 9 months old now.
That's a big 9 months old. He's big.
He's a cute dog. I like dogs, but I've always been a cat guy. I don't know why. So,
I love him. He's gorgeous.
He keeps on trying to lick my ears, though. So
there you go.
So chocolate, nice.
Chocolate.
So
you're a good boy. Come on.
So
that me bitch frightened. All right. So back to your divorce. Why did you want to share about your divorce?
Well, again, it's a story that I've been meaning to share for a while. More of a how to do it, and not necessarily why I did it. And I had a lot of footage I've been sitting on, and I just want to share the story. And I kind of want to do it in more of a comedical fashion, how I did it, and kind of cut between Guam and then back to Shanghai, and kind of cut back and forth between both areas. And I just thought it was kind of an interesting story to share. Okay. So there we go. We got the Snarky's cat is Skittles, and your dog is Chocolate. The food themed names. Yep.
Yes.
True. Oh, y'all been smoking too many sardines. There we go.
You're a beautiful boy. He's
What's
beautiful.
Boba Fett? Oh my god! I'm guessing you're. Oh yeah, you already said you're not a fan of Star Wars. Not everybody's a fan of Star Wars. That's fine. Nobody has to be. So,
George Lucas really confused me because when the first one came out, you know, A New Hope, it said it was episode 4, and I was like, episode 4? Where's episode 1, 2, 3? And
well, you know why, right?
And I was looking. See, there was no internet in '77 when Star Wars came out, so you couldn't get on the internet and search for episodes 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, my God, what is it? This is episode 4. Where the hell is episode 1, 2, 3?
Well, there's a reason behind that, actually. It's because he didn't know if it was going to be successful or not. And so he wanted to pick one of the 9 stories that would be the most standalone-ish episode. And so he picked episode 4 and showed that. And, of course, it was a success. So he went on immediately. The sequel to that was episode 5 and 6. And then he didn't get back to the prequels until later. And I think it worked better that way because it gave more people interest into what happened first. Now, of course, since Disney took over Star Wars, I kind of think episodes 7, 8, and 9 was kind of, I wasn't a big fan. No. But in any case, yeah, that's true. Star Wars chronologically can be confusing. True story. But so when are you getting back to China?
Well, the problem at the moment is there's a little bit of argy-bargy going on between Australia and China with the trade. So there's a few issues there. And so the Australian government has issued a travel warning to Australians not to go to China because you could be arbitrarily detained. And China's not letting any foreigners in, I believe, at the moment. Is that right?
Yeah, it's true. If you're in China, yay. And if you leave, it's a one-way revolving door.
Yeah. So even though I've got a residence, I'm unable to return because it's a closed door. So I guess we just have to wait until the epidemic's over or slows down, or you know.
It's not going to be over until the end of the year.
Well.
Or middle.
Well, I was talking to some people there that said to me that the CDC has indicated it could be 3 to 5 years. That's a long time.
What they're saying is even with this vaccine, it's going to take some time to get supply chains in order, and it won't be. Life won't be back to normal for a long time.
Yeah.
Like in Hong Kong. Yeah, like here in Hong Kong, people are still forced to wear masks and blah 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 blah. It's still a mess.
Yeah.
Well, even in Shanghai, where there's probably not more than 5 cases at the moment, most of us have to wear masks on like the subways, the metro, and buses. But most other places aren't really big as far as making you wear masks. They will occasionally, some shopping malls will actually wear a mask and you walk in, but for the most part, no, it isn't. But in any case,
you can actually walk on the street without a mask. A mask.
You see a lot of people walking around the streets without a mask in Shanghai all the time. I rarely wear one unless on the metro or a bus.
It's been a bit unusual here for me because I live in Canberra, or my home in Australia is in Canberra. Do you know where Canberra is?
Yeah.
I know where it is. But you live outside of the Civic.
That's right. Very good. SnarkyGuy would be very pleased. Canberra is like a little island in the middle of nowhere. So we've been free of the COVID virus in Canberra. And so it's just been life is normal. No masks, all the shops are open, everyone goes to work, everything's open. But New South Wales, like Sydney and Melbourne, and Western Australia, they've all had all these lockdowns and everyone's wearing masks. And here in Canberra, it's a bit like the American version of Washington D.C., I guess, but where Canberra is like an island. You know what I mean? Like we're really in the middle of nowhere. Like it's a very small place, and the population of Canberra is only 300,000 or 350,000 people. That's it.
Only.
Yeah, and then once you get out of town, that's it. It's all country. There's no, once you're, 15 kilometres in any direction and you're out in the bush,
Yeah.
so it's very small. So we've really been isolated here and, watching everyone else in lockdown and, and so for me, my brain is having trouble computing. Well, I want to go back to China because I've got a life there and, a whole lot of things and a lot of friends and a lot of lovely lady friends. And they're all saying to me, come back. I'm like, well, I can't.
Yeah.
Can't come back.
I can't.
Well,
At the moment.
We are actually at the end of the our hour here. So I want to definitely say I appreciate you guys popping in. I want to say a special thank you to Bowen and his boxes. Special thanks to Carne and his dog and his amazing hat. I noticed the hat.
Well, I did that as a tribute to you.
Definitely. So, as always, guys, I want to thank Scratchy and the Can of Sardines for joining us. Mary seems to have dipped off there, so it happens. But like anything else, guys, always carry a can of sardines. You never know when they may come in handy. And we'll catch everyone next week right here on the Snark Lounge where we should have more guests. We'll catch you guys later. Thanks a lot for joining.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was certainly different.